have been using CELEBI EX wrong. I'm going to show you the right deck that you need to be using. Normally with a CELEBI deck, you normally have Cyperia and CELEBI together. They tend to be hand in hand for the double bonus of obviously CELEBI's attack and Cyperia's ability. But it's probably not the best and quickest way that you can use it. Now, a great partner with it, sometimes you see them all together, but Exeggutor is going to be the partner. I'm going to be running with CELEBI, and I'll show you why. Now, this is the deck that we're going to be using. CELEBI EX, we've got Exeggutor and as well the previous evolution, and we've got one Mew in there as well, just as an off chance. It then gives us the ability of all of these items and supports, from Professor's Research, Pokeball, to Erica, Potion, Sabrina, even a Cheeky Leaf and Giovanni to help us out. So let's get into some of the battles, and I'll show you why you need to be using this deck. So let's get into the first battle then. We are going first. Not the greatest, I mean, you can obviously utilize this better. We've got CELEBI on the first one. A lot of the time Exeggutor is the best lead, but we can mix and match with this. We've just had a go prior to this against the exact same deck, but they had Cyperia, and you could definitely tell the time it takes to get there with it. So we're going against Venipede and also Purloin. Okay, don't think I've quite seen that one before. We have got very little to do on the first move, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we will have a few games in this, don't worry. We will obviously get through a solid amount. Okay, so he used 2 Pokeballs, he got Ram, and didn't do anything with it. Interesting. Now, I've obviously opted here for the normal Exeggcute. I can never pronounce it. This one's got the Growth Spurt, taking energy from your energy zone attached to this Pokemon. I'm kind of half and half at the moment. There's 2 that you can use. I'm going to whack him on the bench for now. And we can use Leaf, I suppose. What I'm going to do is we'll get Exeggutor in just because Celebi's better to be utilized a little bit later. So let's get him in. What we can do with this, though... Oh... idiot of me. You can obviously use it for Growth Sport. To be honest, we're going to go ahead and leave that like that. I forgot that you've got to actually put the energy on it. It's great for the second Exeggutor that you can whack into this deck, and it's why I'm kind of going towards maybe utilizing the other Exeggcute, which obviously I'll utilize in the next match instead. He's got Poison Sting in this one. Probably should have gone with the normal Celebi, to be fair, but we'll make the move with it. 20 damage, 30, and his poison, so give it 10. We're going to throw Exeggutor in anyway, straight off the bat. It will give me, obviously, a move to be able to go with Exeggutor, because the main thing is, it's 1 energy. That's going to be the best thing about it. Obviously, it will get rid of the poison as well, which is always perfect, just in case you didn't know that that does that. If you do, obviously, go ahead and we'll whack 1 up on there. Gives me an extra 20. We've got an Erica in the background. Throw another Pokeball in, which hopefully gives us a cheeky Mew. We can deal with that. Throw him as well, and then we'll go ahead and make our first attack, which is always nice. And if we do get the heads, he'll be 10 away from being hit. If not, well, we don't have to worry about that, do we? So that's going to give us the 80 straight off the bat. It's going to put him in basically one zone, because unless he's got the 2 potions and he wants to use it on Whirlipede straight away, unless he has the full evolution that will come as well, we'll see what he's going to do. We're in a good spot already. Weezing on it as well. He's going to have that ability if he brings him in, which does... Oh, he does have the full. So he's got 70. If your opponent's active is poisoned... That's great that we did have that evolution then, because obviously that would have done a lot of damage, 50 more, so that would have done 120 rather than the 70. It isn't going to poison us as well, and we do have another shot of potioning, keeping us that Erica in line, and then we can start building up a little bit of Celebi at the same time. If we do get the heads, obviously that's going to be a great scenario, but... like most things, you don't get the second one straight off the bat. So we'll have to deal with one more hit anyway. If he's got the 2 potions, he'll obviously be able to keep this one in. But it is a deck with no EX. Seems to be a very good play at the moment against a lot of decks, because obviously you can utilize it pretty well. He's going to bring in the Weezing, hopefully to get it poisoned, and then he'll bring in after that one is done out. We can't beat it in one, but basically what you use an Exeggutor to do is to build up that Celebi. It only requires 1 energy. If we can at least get him up there, we will use the Erica next turn. which is fine. He might even bring in, what is it? It's, what's it called? Scolipede. He might bring that in next because he pretty much will be in one-shot zone, and there's very little you can do with that. So we've got Pokeball again, which will bring us the next Execute, and we can obviously start that up as well. But that one is just going to be as an extra anyway, so we'll throw that in. If we go 150, 110, that won't give us enough to be able to not be hit, because that'd be... If he brings that in next, if it's 70, 30, 120, that would only take it up to 110. So we might as well... Trying to think what's best, because he could bring out... We'll go Sabrina, just because he'll more than likely bring Weezing out. So we might as well get damage on something that can't actually be taken out and take away the damage. Because we might as well get something. Oh, we didn't get the heads either. That would have been nice as well. Oh, we would have got the full damage as well if we got that heads. That would have been a perfect KO. He'd have brought Weezing in again anyway, but we can kind of keep move with that. We'll see what he do. He more than likely will bring this one back out and bring in the next one. We'll see how he does, because Celebi's going to be on 4 at least by then, so that should be enough to really tank out the remaining Pokemon, but we'll see. Obviously, the heads has got to be on your side. We have got 130 and an Erica still in play. We've used both potions, which isn't the greatest play. Obviously, the potion is great because you can obviously do an Erica and a potion, which gives you the 70 health, which in this scenario could be very, very good on the play. But we'll see how we go anyway. The main thing will be to get rid of this, because obviously we can use Sabrina to be able to get rid of, but we needed just one, so that was fine. So it means for Weezing, if he's going to bring him in next, we'll have 5 to go against, but we've still got to be able to then hit hard on the next one, and we more than likely will be poisoned, because I can imagine Weezing is coming up next, depending on what he wants to do. Sometimes you'll find some people that might concede. I don't think he's in a position where he needs to just yet. Maybe if we get rid of the Weezing and he doesn't have anything on the bench, could mean that he wants to, but we'll see how that goes. Throw in another Purloin. Oh, and he's got another Venipede. Okay. There's the Gas Leak, obviously. And then he's going to go with the attack. So we need 3 at least. If we get a Giovanni, that brings it down to 2, which is nice. But we're going to use the Erica anyway. Got draw 2. I don't think we've got anything left in Pokemon sense, so these are just going to be items now. Leaf and Erica again. Oh, no, of course we can't use the support. That should be okay. That should be fine for this, but I've got to remember, Erica is the support. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Oh my, 4. That kind of means the next go is going to need something big, but he's only got small HP left, unless he goes for the evolution, but even then, it's 2 coins at a minimum. Like I say, once you get Celebi into this point, it's a very quick deck, which is very nice, so he could even go at this point, but I'd imagine he might see it through to the end, because he only needs to basically take out a little bit. The main thing is we're getting the good weakness here. Opponent's turn, what is he going to do? Because what does this do? 40... plus 50, he's basically risking the chance that we don't get the 2 heads if he goes for this. Unless he brings Chansey in. That's not a bad shout, to be honest. We have got the Erica. He's going to go... Oh, okay. No, he's taking the risk. He is taking that risk. 10-30, which is fine. So we're going to go with the Erica just to keep ourselves in line, because we can't lose this Celebi. But we basically just need 2 heads out of 6 coins, and we win this. It's quite an easy win, to be honest, or at least I say this. There's none. 1, 2, and there's the winner. Simple as that, really. We only got 3, so we got half, but that's pretty much done and out the business. Absolutely brilliant. We had a little bit of a shaky start. I'm probably going to change the starter Pokemon there, because it probably is better without the other Executor that we don't really want to bring in. So going first again. Okay. So what are we going to start with? Okay, we got the perfect start. We have, like I say, changed out this one to be able to do the Seed Bomb straight away. To be honest, I think it... Oh, he's going for the Water deck. Very nice. So it's kind of one of them that it's great, obviously, to utilize if you can. We've got absolutely nothing to do that turn. But if you've got the other the Executor, it basically, if you have more energy, you can do more damage. It works well, obviously, if you do that. It's gone with Misty straight off the bat. I sometimes hate these, but this time I'm not too fussed with it. That's going to be good if you can obviously utilize that. We've obviously got the 20 damage. The Eevee sometimes can be an absolute pain because, I was going to say, I've had where he's had like 6 heads in a row, and it is just frustrating. But we've got the Executor straight off the bat here, which is nice. Obviously, we can utilize him, so we'll throw in the special version. Why not? We will also we will keep the potion for now, just to see, because we can kind of obviously utilize that a little bit later. It'd been great for a Sabrina right now, but if we get the heads. We never get the heads straight off like that. If there's got a move where you could basically take him out in one, we never get the heads. But it's going to put him under pressure straight away. So this is the pressure that Executor can bring on. If then we've got a Celebi in the back now starting to gain, that's obviously going to be quite good. He's obviously going to go with Gyarados straight away. Might even swap him out, to be honest, just because we're basically one-shotting away from the Eevee and he's already got an energy. If he brings him out, gets a Vaporeon, he can bring that second energy basically straight on if he does have that. But he'll have to utilize that energy if needed. He's going for the damage. Okay. So we basically... nothing. Absolutely zero. Okay, that's a great start. So basically we got a free one on Eevee if we don't Sabrina him, which we don't have the chance. We could do with the Celebi or Mew at the minimum, just because we don't want to waste the energy. Heal and Erica. Okay, so we will... Should we potion? Does it really matter? Because at this point, 140, I suppose it does. So we will potion now, just as the chance that he gets up there. We do need the Celebi going, because basically with Gyarados would have to opt for like at least 2 heads. It didn't matter with the heads for this. So get the tails and then hopefully get the heads straight away on Gyarados here. So we need 2 hits. So he can basically put 1 in now. If he's got the Misty, obviously this could be game over straight away. But if he doesn't, that's obviously the good point. He's going to bring in Gyarados. He'll get 2 on this turn. Then he'll obviously have another turn and another if he doesn't have another Misty. Trying to think what else he could kind of do at this point. He's got Druddigon. Could be a good swap, to be honest. He's going to put a basic on him. It's basically, if we get within like 1 shot in Gyarados, he more than likely just brings him out for Druddigon. We do get the Celebi, which is nice. So what we'll do is we'll throw the energy there. We will throw a Giovanni on just to add a little bit more pressure, because more than likely he can heal as well, which is not ideal, obviously. Don't get the heads, which is not ideal as well. He more than likely will get a Misty soon, and if he gets 1 heads there, it's kind of it's a struggle for Executor at that point, and he can one-shot Celebi anyway. So even if he has a Sabrina, then that's kind of game over in itself. But we've got Leaf to bring it back out if he does Sabrina him at this point. I don't think he can at this point anyway, so that's fine. So now we've got to think if we go big execute. Of course it's going to be Mew. Just trying to figure the best move now, because he's got 1 away from doing the 140. He can't get rid of Executor straight away. So we've got at least 1 hit available. We're just going to have to go for Celebi and hope once he gets rid of Executor, that will be then the next move for it. Hopefully we get a heads. We've had 0 heads this entire time. Oh, and we need Giovanni next, because if we get the heads, then that's perfect. He'll put on for this. We will lose 1 of the energy as well. It could be on him. Okay. It's going to be an interesting play. It's going to be basically RNG luck in itself, because we basically will have 1 more chance with Executor. 140. And it's our turn. We lose it on Executor. That's fine. We've got a Sabrina if needed. There's no point potioning at this point. We kind of just need to pray, and then we basically have the chance with Celebi to get the final hit. We get the head, so we put him within distance. So basically, we now need just one hit with Celebi. Because he's got it, unless he's Sabrina's, which is fine, we'll put Mew in. We'll then potentially just bring back Exeggutor. So it should be a pretty safe bet at this point, depending what he does. He might even... Well, he might retreat. I mean, he could retreat, but then... Oh, he's got the 2 now. Oh, no, he's just going for the hit. Okay. Interesting, seeing as though Celebi just needs one hit now, basically. It's a shame that we didn't have a Psychic for Mew at this point, but we should be pretty golden with this, to be honest. 1 in 3 should be okay. We can get the Exeggutor if needed, but to be fair, there's no point doing anything at this point because we basically just need this one hit anyway, and that will kind of be it. We've got nothing else that will help us. Just 1 heads. Please. There it is. Oh, we got 2. We take it. So that's going to be it done. Nice battle, to be honest. It kind of had me throwing a little bit there, but we got there in the end. And finally going second. Nice. So, of course we get Mew on this first one. We got the Pokeball at the very minimum, at least. He's going to be thrown with what deck we're using because Mew can be partnered with anything. Obviously, the hacking ability is always pretty good. He's going for the Koffing deck. Okay. So he's going to go first. And the reason why I prefer this deck over using Cyperia, sometimes I'll just use Cyperian Celebi, Cyperian Exeggutor, and Celebi. The problem I had was, if you're using, for instance, no Exeggutor in this, the problem you had mainly, it's got Aerodactyl, is the fact that you're waiting for the Cyperia to really do the damage. That was always the issue with it. We're going to go, what shall we do? We will put 1 on you because there's no point putting it on Mew just yet. And we'll kind of leave it there and see what his first attack is. Obviously, if he's going to go for the Weezing, then we will be fine to be able to drop it back out. With preferably 1. Ooh, what's that? That's the evolution, isn't it? Oh, in the active spot. Yeah, you can't evolve in the... your opponent can't play from their hand. Evolve, yeah, of course. So now we can throw the Celebi. We can then throw this. And then we start powering up Celebi from this point. And then eventually we do want to be able to get the Leaf in. So we can then swap Exeggutor in and see what we can go with there. Obviously he's going to be looking. What was the damage on Aerodactyl? 80. So it's fine for the moment. We've got Suffocation Gas, which is fine. It is a weakness as well of Mew, of course. We want to get Mew out as quick as possible. We could, what we'll do is we'll take this out. We'll swap him out for now. Just take the hit on 1 energy. Get Exeggutor going because then it's going to push him to do stuff at the minimum. Let's just throw, because basically, there we go. First one down. Okay, that's nice. 80 straight off the bat. Is he going to bring in Koffing or is he bringing in Aerodactyl? I didn't know Aerodactyl's ability worked on the bench as well. I've not really seen him heavily in this. We are looking to do potentially a full fossil deck as well, which will be interesting. He's got an Aerodactyl in here, which is an interesting play. I would have assumed. And it's probably because he knows that we're obviously already in the point and he might as well try and take the damage before Celebi gets anything. He gets the full 80. He gets the full 80 in this. So we can obviously go with an Erica, which will give us another chance because that's all he can do. So we've got 80. That takes him up to 130. We throw another one on Celebi. And then we won't use the potion yet because I don't think there's any need to right now. As many heads as possible would always be nice for this. But we take the 40 because Celebi, every time now he kind of doesn't have Exeggutor gone, Celebi's just getting that little bit closer to be able to just one-shot pretty much anything. Once you have about 4 or 5 energies on Celebi, 2 heads is normally a given. Maybe sometimes you get unlucky and only get 1, but the more you get over that limit is obviously where Celebi really comes into it. This is probably the best play he's going to go for if he brings out Aerodactyl now. It's only 1 retreat and starts the kind of poison inside. He's going to go with Land Crush. He knows that he's in that distance. But we do have the ability to Erica. We have the ability to Erica again, which takes us to 100. He's got the 80 damage with the weakness of fire. We should be fine with that. I'm going to throw in the potion just in case anyway, just to keep him going a little bit longer. Because if he does start to try and poison, then we don't want to be hit heavy. Could do with the heads there, to be honest. But we still move with it. We've got 60 distance. He's going to try and bring him out at some point. He knows he can't risk that Aerodactyl going. He knows as well that we've obviously got one potion potentially left if I've got 2 in the deck. Obviously, he doesn't know that. We've used both Ericas, and Celebi's going up to the 4. He's bringing in 2 non-EXs as well, which will be interesting. He's setting them up nicely. He's got to bring him out, surely. We're one away. And if we do get a Leaf next turn, we could potentially... There it is. I was going to say, there is no way that he can't not do that. It gives him a little bit more breathing room at the very minimum. This is why going against non-EX decks versus EX decks, you've just got to be very careful. We still are within distance, so we will go... He's going to try and poison Celebi. To be fair, what do we go with? Do we go with a Mew and switch him back out again? He's not going to do the full damage. You know what? We will do. We'll do that, and then we'll bring him back out again. If we get Leaf, even better. It means Celebi can still keep up with it. It's not kind of the play that he wanted because we don't get the poison anymore. So it just delays it 1 turn for us, which is fine. Obviously, that's going to do the 50. That's fine. 10. Absolutely fine. Oh, we don't get it. So we'll just bring him back out in general. Why not? He'll only have so many Sabrinas to use. And then the next time we can obviously just put in Mew anyway. So that's fine. There's the heads. Okay. It's basically in case if he has Scolepede next. Obviously that does like 120 damage if poisoned. If not, it's absolutely fine. What's he going to do? He's probably going to use Weezing again, I can imagine. It's going to be the best move he can do. Because he does have the Gas Leak. Oh, I suppose if he did have enough to retreat him, that would have been quite nice. He more than likely is going to go for the potential KO. Okay. Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Of course, what does this do then? Yeah, active Pokemon is now poisoned. He's going to go with that again. 80, that's fine. Does the 80. We'll get the 10 of the poison, obviously. So, at this point now, we're just banking on Celebi. But to be fair, if he does... Ooh, so if he does go for that... That's fighting weakness. So we'll go with a Celebi again. Don't need to potion. Pretty much just potential KO. Potential is never the word. We need the full hit, so he's got another go at this. But this is now the interesting point because Celebi's pretty much there. Like 5 is going to be enough for 1. Regardless of what he does, he'll put Koffing in, no doubt. But regardless of what he puts in, Celebi's pretty much ready to just take out anything. And we only need 1 EX or 2, obviously, for the non-EXs, which is fine. He's more than likely going to swap out again. He knows he has to swap out. He'll swap out and then do the suffocation gas of Koffing. Take out then the... Oh! Is it me or is that a really silly move? Because he's got the 2 points, which is fair, but he's got to keep his Aerodactyl in now. I'd have gone, take out Aerodactyl. Suffocation gas is obviously on Executor. Use Koffing to be able to take Executor. Then obviously I'll probably take the Koffing, which is fine. Then you kind of then have to kind of run the risk. I don't... That makes 0 sense to me why you'd do that. We'll just throw in a Giovanni just for why not. And then this should be it. I don't know. It was definitely stacked against him. If I don't get any heads... Well, I mean, yeah, there we go. If I didn't get any heads, then fair enough. But that's a very risky play. You could have potentially run the RNG a little bit easier without me having the Executor and taking out Aerodactyl. But hey-ho, another win. Celebi off the rib. Do we go... You know what? We'll go Mew first. That was kind of like a nice one. We've got a Pokeball there. We've got a Leaf ready. So we should be pretty golden with that start. What's he going to go with? He's got the Mew background. Could be anything at this point. Is it going to be fire? Oh, okay. Mewtwo. My turn. So I'm going to go Pokeball. Execute would be perfect. Beautiful. Now Executor is kind of the needed straight away. Throw that in, and for now, we'll keep it there. Yeah, I feel we'll keep it there because we don't want to get it to the point where he's getting the 50. We don't get Executor straight away. I'd rather like sacrifice the Mew straight off the bat. He might, what is he going to do? Draw 2 cards. He's going to have more than likely Guard trying to come in. Maybe another Mewtwo. If we basically get 2 heads with Executor as well, that is Mewtwo gone. But by that point, he can 150. So when going against a Mewtwo, it's very, very important to get the deck as quick as possible because it literally will just absolutely tank its way through. Especially if he gets the Guard at this point, there's not a lot you can do if he gets it in a perfect succession as such. It's going to be our turn. Draw 2 cards. Beautiful. That is what we need. It's not the greatest play, but we will utilize this to basically just get Celebi up because that's going to be our best chance at Mewtwo because it can hit very, very hard. Obviously, it can do the 50 straight off the bat here, which obviously Mew will be able to hold. Another Mewtwo in. Curlier. Preferably not. The problem is you don't know what he's got. Okay. If he gets Guard next, then it's pretty much game over from the absolute rip because Celebi won't even be ready. He's going to do the 50, which is fine. As long as we get Executor next, we can obviously Leaf and then go ahead and start doing some damage. But if he gets Guard in after that, it's pretty much game over because I just don't think you'd be able to do it. Executor, please. Sabrina. I mean, it's not the greatest move, but we'll try and just swap him out and slow him as much as possible. At this point, it makes no difference. There's no damage, so he's going to bring in the other Mewtwo, which is fine. We'll go with Celebi, and then we'll just have to hope we get an Executor next go. The longer we leave it, it's basically just waiting for that 4. Obviously, the 150... it discards the 2 energies, but as soon as Guard's gone, it's going to do the 50 again. Has he got Guard as well? More than likely does. There he is. So pretty much we'd have to get 3 heads in a row with Celebi. We've just not had... If we got Executor straight off the bat, like we got the Execute first turn, Executor the next turn, it would have been semi-okay. Like, we'd have been at least been able to be in damage kind of zone with him. But we literally now need the 3 heads straight off the bat because he's going to go with the 150 here. I'm assuming anyway. And then he can just keep doing that. So this is probably the biggest one that kind of makes Mewtwo just so superior. If you get the deck perfectly. If you didn't get the Guard straight off the bat, like how we're not getting Executor, then obviously it works well. But he's got it pretty perfect. He is going for that, which is very interesting. It gives me another chance to be able to do that. Ooh, okay, I'm interested what he's doing. Either he's just playing with me, knowing that we could get something, but he's going to have to put the energy on the other Mewtwo, surely, and then Guard with this Mewtwo. But it makes no difference now, surely. Surely you'd have just gone for the Mew and then just taken it out. Now I've got 4. Still unlikely that I'll obviously get the... Ooh. Well, that's fine, because that's what we'd have done anyway. We're not going to put the Mewtwo in, are we? He's going to use just the 50, surely. Doesn't discard any energies. He gets rid of his Execute straight away. Gives us 4 chances. The likely chance that we hit 3 out of 4 heads... Very, very unlikely. But we'll try it. You've always got to hit and hope, hopefully. Watch me get Executor now. Told you. So, Executor could potentially hit. If he's got Giovanni. Could it be worth the try? I mean, we've got to try. If he doesn't have the Giovanni, then that could be all right. But likely chances he's got everything at this point. So we will be able to just take 1 hit at the minimum and then swap him back out. I know we don't have another Leaf, but we gotta go for this because basically we're just hitting and hoping anyway. See what we get. If he's got the Giovanni, then it's a KO, unfortunately. But you've got to hope that he doesn't. 4 cards. Mew. Okay. It's gone with the extra energy. If he goes for the hit. There we go. Unfortunate. Okay, Mew in on this first one. Let's see what we got then. What are we going against? It's Electric Dynamo. Interesting. It's a different type of deck. We get Erica in first. We got Professor's Research. Draw the 2 cards. We're going to get Sabrina and Execute. Oh my god, I cannot say it right. Let's see what he's got then. Is he going Pika? I'm assuming it's got to be that sort of deck, surely. Dynamo. Very rarely ever seen any, basically electric decks. It's Pikachu, it's Zapdos, Zeba Striker maybe, bit of Raichu. It's going for a Jolteon. That's one deck that I really would love to try if it was possible. Like, I'd love to see like an Umbreon, Espeon, like full Evolutions deck. It would be fantastic to see. We're going to get another random Pokemon, which is nice, or another basic Pokemon. Celebi, beautiful. Okay, so then we've got what we got. We got Sabrina, Giovanni, Erica, Potion. We'll throw it on. We'll throw it on Celebi for now, just in case. I don't basically want the turn where we don't get Executor again, and it's only 1 energy to put on him anyway, so we can do that on the turn, hopefully. The only problem is, actually, we can't put him on because we don't have Leaf yet. Pin Missile. Flip 4 coins to attack just 40 damage per one. How have I not seen Jolteon this much? What's the... Is he electric? Is electric colourless? Okay. I'm assuming he's got another Eevee at some point. He's got... Oh, I like Magneton. Magneton's got a great one as well. Very interested to see what Magnezone could do as well once eventually he comes in as more than likely an EX. We do get the Leaf, which is not going to be perfect right now, but it does give us some hit and hope room. Erica, Potion. We'll throw a Potion just in case, because I really don't know with Dynamo what the next evolution's attack is. I've literally, this is probably the first time that I've seen it, and I just don't want him to be KO'd, because then that leaves Executor in a very weird scenario. But we will potentially bring in Celebi next turn. Just because if we don't get the Executor, we don't want him building up too much. Because Magneton does a very good ability and can hit very hard, very early on. Let's see what he's going to do. So there's Magneton, because he can hit what? He can hit 60 on 4 energy. We've obviously got the Jolteon that can do 160. Was it 160 if he gets all 4 heads? Wow. And he's got the Pin Missile now. Could bring him in. Basically, 2 heads is what we can take. Give me a Tails first. That's what we want. Lovely. Oh, very lucky. So we basically got to bring in Celebi next. Just because. Oh, Executor would have been perfect in that scenario. Doesn't matter. We're going to bring in Leaf. And then we'll swap Mew over. And then we'll bring in Celebi and hit the 3. We need 2 at the minimum. It's very unlikely, but we can take a good hit. Oh, there's the 2. Lovely. Okay. Got very, very lucky RNG with that one. 2 out of 3 is normally very hard to get. Okay, so that knocks out 1. What's he going to go? Dynamo? Well, he's got to go Magneton in surely. Dynamo's just a 1 hit away. Unless he wants to bring in Magneton after. He's still got, obviously, 2 Pokemon with no EXs, which is nice. But we could Sabrina it in, and that could be the best play that we go with. And hope for the double, the half odds. Could work. He's got Pikachu there. What can that do? That would be... attack damage. So he could do, what, 30 as a max. He's going to get then the ability. Unless he brings in Pikachu now instead. We could... So we've got the Erica anyway. Because if I take out Dynamo, he brings in Pikachu. No, he brings in Magnet. If I Sabrina him, he'll bring in Pikachu rather than the Magneton. Hoping we can get the 60. So If he does the 60, should be fine without the Erica right now. Because then we can get more of the health back. Let's just go for it. We just need 1 heads. There it is. Lovely. I think we should be fine with it because if he brings in Magneton, he can only do 60, 70 with a Giovanni. He could potentially try and Sabrina and get rid of a Mew, which is fine as well. We can bring Sabrina back in. But we basically just need 2 out of 5 if it goes correctly. He's got to bring Magneton in now, surely. He can use the ability and get the energy on. But he is hoping that we don't get 2 out of 5. Which we've had everything right so far, but we have got an Erica as well, which will give us another chance at the attack. He's got Zapdos in. Ooh, could he swap back and hope for a less attack? But if he does that, he'll have to bring the Raichu in, because we will... What's he going to go for? I imagine he's going to bring Zapdos in. No. Okay. It's an interesting one. Again, he's going for the chance that we don't have the heals, or we don't have the attack to do this. Let's get the 90. Get the 5 energy on him. 2 out of 5. 1. 2. There we go. Game over. 4 out of 5. We got some very good luck in that. 200 straight off the bat. And there's the victory. No points spent. Beautiful deck indeed.